It's November 7th, opening day here in Texas, and I've been quiet, and I've seen quite a few does show up. I think the first one showed up at probably 6:45, and then they kind of just started trickling in. I've got absolutely no activity right now. Sorry, my head's on a swivel, but as you can see, I'm in the deer stand. It's kind of bright, blue skies, no clouds. It's supposed to be about 80 degrees today. I've got all the windows shut because it's kind of windy. I didn't see any bucks this morning, but I'm also thinking, okay, what if what if coyote shows up? So I'll take that. I'm not really expecting to, or at least I wasn't planning on shooting anything, because this was more of a prep trip, get everything set up for the colder deer hunt. So, alright, stay tuned. Let's see what happens. Welcome back. This is a little bit different than the fishing trips I normally record, but we're in central Texas near Brady in the heart of the hill country. I'm here to do cameras, check the deer feeders, check the deer blinds, leave some supplies, winterize the RV and camp and stuff, and kind of do some pre-scouting to see if anything, just spotted something moving. Just doing some pre-scouting. Got 4 does. They started showing up at 6:30. This last big doe showed up at 6:48, and I heard 2 shots at 6:49 consecutively. So obviously somebody needs to get to a shooting range. What I'm doing is I'm checking to make sure that the camera is not getting too much light or sun on it. It causes a bad picture. But it's, you know, what's important is that these trail cams are very inexpensive. These Tasco trail cams, but I like them because it's good enough to just show you what's in the area, what's passing by. They're real easy to set up. They last about 6 months with 8 batteries. Takes a lot of pictures, takes videos. There's no flash. And I've actually got quite a few set up. What I'm kind of hesitating here is I normally mount it to the that wire that's in the back, but if I leave it like this, I'm wondering if a raccoon or something might take it away. They're capable of doing anything. Let's see what we can do here. I need a hook. Genius, huh? I know some of y'all are saying, why are you carrying all that stuff? Well, this is just my 9mm, and what I've got is I've got a flashlight, I've got some handy pliers, and I've got a utility knife. So I carry that around this ranch because when you're working on these feeders, you're trying to find tools. Well, I got all these little pockets where I can keep screws, wire nuts, just basically a tool pouch, so that I can get this stuff running. But anyway, we're gonna take a look at the ear feeder. The only thing I don't have is a voltmeter. Got it. Let's see if this. I wanted to check this solar panel. Test. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Not working. Or the motor's not working. Ah, you see that right there? My motor is disconnected. That's why it's not working. Alright. So here's another reason to carry a utility belt like Batman. I'm going to squeeze this just a little bit. There you go. So it'll grab that motor clip. So it doesn't shake loose. Alright, test. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's working. Good morning. This is second morning in the deer blind, November 8th. I've got several deer that showed up this morning. It's been cloudy and then all of a sudden it just cleared up. And now I've got a group of does. Okay, there they are. I've got a group of does that are acting goofy, and from my experience, when they start acting goofy, that means there's a big buck in the group. There's 3, 4. Anyway, I'll let you know. I'll post some pictures after this little intro on what I saw. Okay? Okay, I spotted this group headed this way. But I counted 5 going across the other trail. But only 3 showed up here. And maybe the buck separated from them. Because I only see 3 here. Hey, just a update on the pig that I shot at yesterday. I kind of reversed the video a little bit and slowed it down so y'all can see that, yeah, the bullet went through the pig and then made a I guess dust cloud from it hitting the ground behind him. We looked for probably an hour and a half yesterday. It's just very difficult because the grass is tall and he did not leave any blood. That was kind of weird. But I reviewed, and I hadn't done it before I was up in the stand yesterday. I reviewed all the trail cams, and oh my gosh, we've got a lot of pig in the area. And that is actually the first one I've seen on this ranch. Now, a little bit of background on what we think happened. We had a fire about probably 4 miles from here, and it burned thousands of acres. It was on the internet. So I think what happened is that all those pigs that were over in the Colorado River don't have any more food, and they were pushed out by the fire, and I believe they found this ranch. Now the reason they're enjoying this ranch is because it's got its own lake right in the middle of it, so there's a lot of area to root around. Now we did notice also they were rooting around the field here. Now this field is oats this year. Sometimes we plant winter wheat, sometimes we plant milo to attract the deer, feed the deer. But, ooh, okay, yeah, here they come. They actually walked all the way around. So I've got a group of does showing up. Let's watch them, see if there's a buck with them. It's about an hour and a half update. Several more does, other than that little group, showed up. But they still acted kind of goofy. Something was in the woods to the north of them, and they all headed in that direction. I'm not sure what happened. One other doe showed up, but it disappeared in the woods. But this is kind of like the place where they come in and they eat a little bit. They browse around the field. The field hasn't had enough water, and but if you notice right in the shady areas under the trees, you can see the oats are growing there. So they come in, they browse a little bit, they eat a little bit of corn, and then they will either lay in the field, and you've seen one picture of the doe laying in the middle of the field. Sometimes they lay in the middle of the road. A lot of times what they'll do is they'll come in, eat a little bit of corn, walk into the woods and lay down. I know because I've got a trail here where I can actually see. There's only like 50 yards in between the trees, and they won't come out of there. And there's no way for them to get by me, so I know that they just go in the trees and lay down. But the more does that I've got in this area, the more scent that the does leave behind, and eventually the bucks will be in this area. Now I've got a lot of big bucks in the area. I've already showed you the pictures. There's some big bucks in here, and then there's some monsters. I mean, there are literally some monsters in here that will show up, but they're very elusive. They'll poke their heads out of the woods, they'll look at the deer blind, and then they'll back right up into the woods, and you're not going to see them. I've got some old videos of some 170, 180 class bucks that they just aren't seen. I mean, they're around, but they're just not seen. It's going to be interesting this November, this month, this hunt, because that fire, if that fire did what it did with the pigs coming over here, and they had never been here, then it's going to push deer in this area, because there's no food source at all. Because of when the fire happened, the grass hasn't had a chance to come out. We're probably going to let the ranch stay quiet for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then we're coming up here at the end of November. I'll show you some pictures of the field. Getting out of the deer blind, I'm gonna go see if I can find that pig. There he is. I can smell him. I smelled him when I was back about 50 yards. And that shot is right in the shoulder. And it's a male, and he's leaking already. You can see piss oozing out of him. He's already bad, I can smell him. one big pig. Alright, well, that's the update, guys. Unfortunately, it took me too long to find him, but there's plenty more. Hey, I got these measurements off of Google Earth. That was a 63-yard shot, and the pig only ran 100 yards. Well, that's going to do it for this hunting trip. Hope you learned a little bit of what I do here at the ranch to prepare for the hunting. So anyway, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and leave a comment in the section below. Talk to you later. Shoot straight, guys.